Morning. Welcome to the 11 o'clock news. I'm your anchor, Huge Buttocks. Today's news. Earlier this week with Pope Francis passing, the question remains unanswered. Was he fired or promoted? Good morning, Talkin Trashers. Welcome to episode 102. We have a special camping edition. We have Timmy and Will the Thrill live on the set of... Oh, God, I can't even read my own writing. That one. Ba-ding, ding, 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 ding. That one. Deliverance. There we go. While Kaisa and I are much smarter, we have flush toilets and running water. Back to Timmy from I believe he has spotted Bigfoot. So, Tim, can you give us a live report on that? I guess not. Kaisa, how was your week? Oh, there's Timmy. Oh, Timmy's he's circling. Oh, let's just wait.
There he is.
Oh, Bigfoot got away. There we go. Timmy.
It's got to get worked out. It'll be fine. Yeah, I kind of broke my nose a little bit. I reset it, and then I'm going to have black eyes soon. But it wouldn't be camping if I do that. So here we are at the Shady Grove Campground in somewhere, Georgia. We're having fun. We had a good weekend. Good meetings. We had a raffle. Talkin Trash was well supported there. That was cool. Let me see if I can play back music without it failing. Yay! So we, I gave away T-shirts, and I couple people come up to me afterwards. One lady wants to collaborate, whatever. Everybody was watching the show. It was really positive, so we were happy with that. I'm going to take my earpods out, and we're going to say hi to a friend of mine who he's in my home group, and he's just a good guy. He's fun to be around. He got himself a free T-shirt this weekend. And hold on, let me just put his name in here like we're professional. I hope everybody expects this to be a disaster, because it probably will be. Will is getting me coffee, so he'll be back soon.
He's a good boy.
D. Thomas D. from my home group up where I live, and
hello there,
Thomas D. in the woods.
In the woods.
Yeah.
In the trees.
In the trees. That is not a green screen. Right on. Hey, Thomas.
Yeah.
Greetings from Canada. Looks like my backyard, actually.
My team is all over the world. Jim is in Canada. This is Jim. I'll hang out for the intros. We'll do that.
Okay.
So this is Jim Leibel. He is he's
crazy.
65, 75. What are we at?
100.
I'm 100. Yeah, there we go. I am 6'0", but I feel 20.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Let's get some music going and do our thing like
Let's
we
go.
usually do. All right. Jimi Hendrix is
in the house.
Guys, donates his life recovery. I got to get Will this picture, but he's not going to come in. Is it 4217?
Will went to Atlanta to get coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, well, he's
going to get.
Hold on, I gotta look at an old. Yeah. I sent him some puppies.
Apologies to all our viewers today, because Timmy has no idea what the hell he's doing this morning with the volume.
Yeah.
And he's in the woods, so
And he's in the woods, exactly.
We're just winging this thing.
We're just winging. I hope he's got pants on.
I think so, Tom.
Okay, well, you never know. They are on the scent of deliverance.
Can you hear me right now?
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Turn down the damn music.
Yeah, turn the music down if you don't mind.
Well, he's on my team. He's fine.
Please stand by for technical.
Have a smoke, Wazzle
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hold on. Almost done. Whoa.
Tommy's blowing in dirt. Good for you.
What's up with you guys? How you guys doing?
Good. Turn down the music, man.
Okay, I'm
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I just want to say Kaisa did an amazing job on Friday on Manny's show. So kudos to her. I'm on next week, so if I could do half as good as her, or even a quarter, I will be happy. So we're just spreading the love and building the team. It's all good.
Yeah. It's over for a minute while I get the scapegoat for Will.
Anyway, so Kaisa, how was your time on the show? Oh, there's Thomas.
We're
going to be going back.
With a really good speaker, AA speaker. He's a real good friend of mine. It was kind of a reunion between me and him because we kind of split being friends for a while because of an incident, and it was kind of they got me to introduce him to as a speaker. So it was kind of a Simon and Garfunkel moment for me. You know?
That's my interest.
So, it was good to see him again, and we're gonna get back together and talk, and we hadn't talked in a while, 2 years. But they told me he was coming, and so I had to kind of prepare myself because I had some amends to make, and there were a few things that I did that weren't exactly sober. So anyway, it was a good speak. It was good to see him again, and I'm looking forward to talking to him more later on this week.
Well, we have a couple other guests that are here. We love them too. We're going to bring them on real quick here.
Okay.
This is my friend Jana, and it's her birthday. It is Jana's birthday. Hold on.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is harder than it looks, guys.
I know. It's
Just
like
bear
That was
with
nice
us.
to see Thomas.
we see a bear run across the background.
The chupacabra.
Hold on, let me-
Chupacabra.
Yeah, the chupacabra. All right.
Sasquatchian.
Sasquatchia. So we have a birthday girl coming on here. Very exciting. We took care of her the other day, got her cake, and gave her merch. And she's cool. She's from my home group. She's part of my recovery. I love her. So here's some. Jana,
the connection's better if you didn't play the music.
Yeah, it's burning up your bandwidth.
Yeah. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jana! Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is your belly button birthday?
9 months today. Yes, it was my belly button birthday yesterday, but today I'm 9 months sober.
Yeah.
Right on.
Massive
Yay.
congratulations.
Double winner.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
2 cakes. 2
Yes.
cakes. Nom, nom, nom,
Absolutely.
nom, 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 nom. Absolutely.
Chocolate
Right
and
on.
vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Or both.
It was the top.
It was great though to get to spend it with friends and be sober, and my first sober birthday in 25 years. It was amazing. So,
Good for you.
wow.
Congratulations.
Those are the best ones. It only gets better.
Yeah.
She got quite a story. We heard it yesterday. I've heard pieces of it, but not like that. And yeah, really, it rocks me a little bit. So we got to get her on. Give her.
Yeah, I was going to
45
say,
minutes.
Yeah.
she needs to come on the show.
Get some
She's
merch.
great. This is Jim Leibel and
Okay.
Kaisa B. He's
Hi.
in
Nice to meet y'all.
Saskatchewan. She's in Houston.
Okay,
I'm in
cool.
Will's on the show.
Hi.
He's getting
Canada.
called.
Canada.
Awesome.
Janitor.
Awesome. I've actually been to Saskatchewan. Before,
What?
So.
No. Whereabouts?
Saskatoon.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little bit south of Saskatoon. I'm in Regina.
Okay.
Regina. Yeah, that's the
Awesome.
proper way to say it, girl.
Exactly. It's Latin for queen. There you go. Good for you. Well, it's nice. Actually, I like Saskatoon better than Regina. Don't anybody hear that?
Oh yeah. That's,
Cool. Come on down
you know.
or come on up.
Okay. Well, I'd love
Yeah.
to.
Thank you, Jana.
No
Happy
problem.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
silver
Happy
Where's
birthday.
that you buy for me?
Congratulations,
Happy
Jana.
birthday, honey. Can't wait to
Woohoo.
see you on the show.
Come on.
Yes. Right on. Who's next? Who's up
Dean.
next on
Hello.
Look at this girl. She's a
Hi.
beauty.
Hello.
Mernon? Okay, her name
Morning.
isn't Jana. Who do we got
Hold
now,
on,
Tim?
Oh,
What?
I'm on a laptop at a camp. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Well, just say her
You're doing
name.
great. Yeah, just say her name so we can
Just
read her
search.
accordingly.
I'll
Krista.
read it.
Morning, Krista.
Hey, Krista. How are you?
Really good, rested. This has been
Awesome.
a good trip.
So when they got here, it was a hurricane, right? And they weren't set up yet, but I'm all set up. And we're at a meeting. We had 5 minutes after the meeting to prepare for a hurricane. They went to a hotel.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we went to the Hamptons.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Nice. See,
Understood.
but
That's
I mean,
using this-
even on to the hotel, we could barely see. She could barely see to drive, so we knew we had done the right thing. There's no
Sure.
way we're set up.
see,
in
that's
that
smart
it-
thinking.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So we have our dog with us, so we had to do
Aw.
something.
Nice.
Came back, set up the next morning, and we've had a really good time ever since then.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Girls, I mean, these are my girls. They are in my home group, which is located at. No, I'm just kidding. And
Undisclosed church somewhere.
we have a great group up there, and I talk about it all the time on the show. How our home group it's home to me, you know. And I moved down here, and I was lost, and I find this 3 meeting a week thing where I'm like, holy shit, these people are my people, and I'm really grateful for them. You're looking at them, you know, it's just cool to have this friendship that I would never have had if I never came to AA.
And we
So-
love
Absolutely.
Great
Yeah.
share.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Good stuff.
I'm all wrapped up in the podcast. I'm all.
Yeah, you still have good share.
Oh, now Will's texting me on StreamYard.
Will would never do that.
Bye, Krista.
Awesome. Good to see you,
Bye.
Krista.
We'll get her on the show too.
Have a great. Yeah, come on down.
Bye, y'all.
Those are my friends. That's what happens in recovery. Later, buddy.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, you will. I'll be back, and I'll be with one less person. It looks like Will got in without my help. So this is a different format. You know, you figured it would be.
Well, it just goes to show you the people, the real people that you meet on your recovery journey. Like these people are real, right? You weed out the charlatans, and they show themselves after a certain. No, and there are people. Unfortunately, there are people like that.
Yes, that's true.
Like I'm not mentioning names, but like we've all met them. But the true warriors in our battle of addiction are there, and they're here. Like you can't be in the middle of frickin' nowhere, Tim, and you're having a blast, and
I know
you're
it.
dealing through adversity. You got a broken nose, and you're going through a hurricane, but you got these awesome people with you, and
Yeah.
you don't find that when you're out there, when you're
No, you
actively in your addiction. You have
Well,
your
I
friends,
said-
and they're bullshit.
I said
But
to
yeah,
everybody last night, I'm like, we all have this common connection. We're all different ages, creeds, sexes, orientation, whatever. But I'm friends with you because you're no better than me because we were both addicts and alcoholics. And, you know, it's that connection that takes those walls down and allows me to be friends with Jana and Krista without like this ulterior motive, and be friends with Thomas, who I would never have talked to on the street, you know?
And those
So it's
people who truly have your best interest at heart.
Exactly. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not a transition.
Yeah.
Or
What can I
there's
get
no-
out of Tim?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a
What does he have?
transactional relationship. It's like, yeah, sure, Tim. What do I get for? Do I get all this shit?
Right.
No, it's just you give freely, and yeah, sometimes you get it up the
Sometimes
backside,
you don't get it. Yeah.
but you live, you learn, and you move on. And all the great people, like my morning starts, like I was so pumped about this. Like, hey, now it frees up my evening. But I was just so pumped about this. Just you guys are out there. Like, okay, I could have got there in how many hours again? It's 3,000 kilometers, so 30 hours. I could have done it. I could have done it.
Is that Will?
Is that
Will?
Well, Chili
What up, Will? You got the coffee? You got the goods?
I forgot the code. I had
Double,
to run to
double.
the gas station to get cigarettes and coffee, and then so the office is closed, and I'm sitting there at the gate. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get it back in? And finally, I got the code to get in. I was like, Will's hysterical. Go set up. But I was on my phone, sitting on my phone, on there trying to on the stage.
Ridiculous. So, I don't know. Despite some challenges, we had a really good time. I couldn't have taken a better friend to something like this because he was awesome and he's handy. Like, I'm not handy, but like I got it. All right, I get here too. I get a great site, right? It's a great private site, and I set up a 4-man tent for somebody else. I set up tents for me and Will. Or I had 2 tents set up, and everything's fine, right? Whatever. Nobody's talking about rain, and we go down to the meeting at 9:00, and about 9:40. Lightning and clearly coming our way, and I get a text from Will that says this, like you need
you
to
got to
go
be
do
shitting
something.
me.
So we had 5 minutes to
cover.
prepare for the storm. We get back to our campsite. I ran back to campsite. I did a lot of physical stuff I don't usually do this time around. So I ran back to the campsite, and you have 5 minutes to do the best you can. I'm covering stuff. I'm just fried chicken that needs to be covered. It's just everything needs to be taken care of best I can. So I spent about $150 on just food and stuff. I lost about 80 of it in that storm, but that's okay because we rebounded and it's a good trip to be out. And then I can't find my wallet, and they're like, maybe the squirrels took it. I'm like, squirrels don't take wallets.
Big.
It's got nuts
squirrels.
in them.
So yeah, I have a nutty wallet. It's hazelnut. So you get up, and the next morning when you get up, first off, the tent I set up, not a drop. I'm a seasoned camper. That tent did not. So we had somewhere to sleep. So Will just shows up 11:00, pops the tent out. Good night. Like this mother. Swear to God, I had everything set up. I was busting my ass, cutting my hands, like you would not believe it. I was just hustling. I worked from 2 to 8 p.m., 9 p.m. to when we went to the meeting, and then it all washed away. And I sat in my car for 2 hours. Actually, I get my car, I can't find my keys, right? And my driver's side door is open. So I'm just panicking. I get the mat from the floorboard, and I'm holding it up like, no water in my car. And then I found my keys, and it was a nightmare. So you wake up the next morning from something like that, right? You wake up the next morning, and you're just like, all right, all over again. So you have to dig through wetness and just disastrousness. It was so bad. Will
I just saw an but you go sit my
yeah, go do that.
It was echoing. So
Yeah, it's gonna echo if you sit here. It's stupid. All right, let's do daily reflections because
We're doing
believe it or
reflection?
not, I'm set up.
No.
Let's
my
get
God.
into those.
Today's 27th, right?
Good
Yeah, it
time
is.
with those.
All righty.
Yeah.
All right.
I actually have. Go ahead.
Yeah, he can lose his keys, but he can't. But he's got the daily reflection. Good morning again, campers. Today's daily reflection for April 27th. Joyful discoveries. We realize we know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask him in your morning meditations what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. The answers will come if your house is in order. But obviously, you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass. for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. So that's from Alcoholics Anonymous, page 164. Sobriety is a journey of joyful discovery. Each day brings a new experience, awareness, greater hope, deeper faith, broader tolerance. I must maintain these attributes or I will have nothing to pass on. Great events for this recovering alcoholic are the normal, everyday joys found in being able to live another day in God's grace. There endeth the lesson, kids. That was a gooder. Right on.
Yep.
Very, very apropos for a
I always
Sunday.
like reading that.
I love it.
I
Love it,
didn't
love
hear
it.
any of it because I couldn't get the slates to keep up with you because there's like a
No, no.
delay. So I'm sure it was very edifying.
Ooh, big word, big
Awesome.
word,
Oh,
Tim.
Will did not make that right. Will, I told you 14 sugars.
14. Diabetes. Hello.
Anyway.
Good morning. Diabetes line 2.
So here we are, just a bunch of friends doing our thing. I can't
Hey,
believe this is
can I
actually
tell you a
working.
camping story?
Yeah.
Okay,
Please
so
do.
like, you know, I remember the first time that I went sober camping and I was afraid. I have no idea why, but you know, my friend's like, no, you can do it. Cause you know, I used to go camping all the time when I was hammered, but anyway, so I finally went. It was the best thing ever. So here's another camping trip I go on. This is an all gals trip. And we had a big old huge storm come through as well. Well, I knew it was going to storm. So I tarped my tent down. I mean, I had that thing staked and tied and everything. So, cause I didn't want it, you know, it to rain and come through my tent, and get wet. So anyway, but I did go in my tent, and then like about 10 minutes later, the storm started, and it was whipping that tent, but it was securely staked into the ground and stuff with the tarp. And so I was just kind of flopping around. And I swear to God, I thought I was going to die. I really did. And I remember thinking, oh, okay, if this is how I'm supposed to go, all right.
I accept it.
Yeah, exactly. I accepted it. And I was still scared, but I was okay. And then like about maybe 10 minutes later, everything just calmed down. Yeah. And it was a huge storm, and I freaking rode it out in my tent. And
that's called like a camping storm. They only happen when you go camping. So
it was huge. It was huge. But yeah, I survived. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I told the story a couple shows ago about how I took my kids and my brother's kids camping. We all went camping for a week. And we get there, and it's a hurricane. And we should have gone under a pavilion and waited it out, but no, we're gonna set up our tents and get in them. It's like 45-mile-an-hour winds. It's the tents are leaking, so we're digging troughs, you know, to like make the water go around it. Like it was outrageous. Terrible decision making, you know. And then the next day, my kids are swimming and trying to drown and electrocute and kill themselves. So then there was that for a week.
The usual.
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah, it checks right out. So, you know, the usual. Here at our campsite, I have a sign out front that says "Live and Let Live." I have another sign that says Narcan, just so everybody knew that we had that. The place was very accommodating. We had good representation. I handed out everything I have, and except for my favorite shirt. And you know, you know, that's what we have to do. That's what we're called to do. And we had a raffle, and I put some shirts in a bag, and I wrote it, you know, Talking Trash, nonprofit addiction recovery podcast. And they raffled it off, and you know, I threw business cards in there thinking that they would get the bag. They didn't. And he pulls out the business card. He's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Whoops." He's like, "No, it's okay. What is it?" I said, "It's our business card, not a business card, but you know, it's a card to get
our information card."
There you go.
Exactly. So we are nonprofit, right? We are for recovery. That's what this show's about. So we made that pretty clear, and it was cool. He said Talking Trash a few times, and I had to speak up to explain that L&M meant large and medium, not L&M the store. So he's like L&M. I'm like, L&M is large and medium. So like now everybody knows I'm that. You know, I'm videotaping it.
You are in Georgia, don't forget.
I know. It takes a minute. It takes a minute. So yeah, so everybody knows I'm the podcast t-shirt guy. So this lady turns around and she looks like she's well off. And she turns around to me. She's like, "You're the podcast guy?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "We got to talk." And I'm like, "Oh, she's gonna yell at me about
Ooh.
anonymity and this whole fucking thing."
Hmm.
I talked to her and she's like, "I really want to collaborate with you. I saw what you have. Blah blah blah. I run this organization for Down syndrome and and addicts. I don't know. I didn't follow what she was saying, but we exchanged cards, and it's that kind of stuff. You connect with somebody, and you never know. And we're not trying to get like syndicated or anything like that. We're just trying to
Mm.
pass the message. And if there's a
Yeah.
way to do that better, we'll do it. And it was fun to be here and see everybody so excited for recovery. And that's a great environment to be in for anybody in recovery. And everybody's having fun. Everybody's getting fed. Everybody's laughing. We're all telling jokes. They had some good food last night. We had a speaker come up, an Al-Anon speaker. I've never heard one of those. It was just great,
Mm.
And I'm just proud of our team, and I'm
Good
proud
for
of
you.
Will Douglas for sticking it out. Willie was a gem. He made it so easy to do this thing, and I'm so happy he
There
was
he
here.
is.
And
I know you're waiting
we
for him to
turn
let
our
me
phone,
in. I'm sitting in my
turn your
truck,
phone
like right next to
sideways.
Steve. So, oh, I forgot
All
about
right,
that.
it's fine. You're
Uh,
fine. Oh yeah, if you
I
can
know I'm
do that.
fine.
There you
So
go.
Will is not at the campsite. He's in his house in the Hamptons. So
Hmm.
uh,
In the West Wing.
Will
Yep.
Will. So like I told him, Will, that you just showed up and put your camper up or your tent up, and you just went to bed, and I set
Well, the
everything
thing
up.
is that, like, so it was Friday. I got up early and I worked all day long, and then like I headed from like an hour away from my place. As soon as I got into my truck at the shop, and I had to go do a quote. As soon as I left there, it started raining, and then it freaking fell. I mean, it was bad. I mean, it took me a
So
lot longer
bad.
to get home, and I get home like at 10 o'clock, and I'm like texting. I'm trying, like, I'm not trying to get out of going that night, but I kind of, I'm like,
Oh yeah,
maybe. And then I was
I
like,
would.
okay, I'll be there. So I ended up getting here. It was about 11:45 when I got here, and I was like,
Yeah,
because I sent him that picture. I was like, listen, that storm that I just drove through is headed your way. I'm gonna be behind the storm, so give me a minute. I'll
yeah,
let it hit y'all, and then I'll show
yeah.
up. And so, I mean, that's what I did because I wasn't gonna drive in the. I mean, the storm that came here was the one that came over me, and so I let it give it time. So, but I mean, the tent. I mean, it was easy to set up, and I was just like, I'm
Yeah.
beat. I'm tired. Like I've been working all
Yeah,
day.
easy to set up when you have two people that can set up a tent, two of us, and he sets up his tent. I'm like wet, I'm exhausted, I'm soaking wet top to bottom. I covered as much food as I could, you know what I mean? But like, you just can't do it all if you have 5 minutes to prepare for a monsoon. So yeah, it was a good time. Other than
But
that, we
when
rebounded.
so when I was laying down, right, I was in my tent and it was closed, whatever. And I'm like, like, I know no one's walking around. I know there was I know there's animals out there, and I knew I could hear it. I just knew. I didn't know what it was, but I knew when we woke up there was gonna be food missing. We get up, there's a squirrel over there, like about 20 feet in the woods, eating bread, cookies. I mean, I was scattered stuff, but I was just like,
The best
I
they could.
mean, so then we put all the food in another tent and closed it up, But I was just like, I'm not going out there. I'm tired. I'm sleeping. I'm like, as long as it's not a bear, but there are a lot of deer here, like I mean, like
Yeah.
running everywhere around. So
I think the squirrel work for the deer, and the squirrels get the shit and bring it to the deer, and they all have a party and snort bread. So yeah, so we had a guest here, and I had a huge tent, and I was setting them up in there, and my tent literally fit an air mattress, and then that's it. It was an air mattress tent. So that tent got destroyed. So I had to bunk up with our friend, and yeah, it just didn't go as planned, but that's the fun of it, kind of. And you never forget it. It was raining. It was all these things happened.
but
Um, you know,
yesterday turned out to be a really fun day, though.
it was a fun
Well,
day. Yep.
it's enjoy. I mean, it was nice. There was a lot of things we did. So I mean, it turned out it was like and then yesterday it was a nice day.
They woke me up at 8:30. They're like, "We got a 9 o'clock meeting." I'm like, "No."
Tim does not wake up
Okay,
early.
good for you.
I do not wake. I don't wake up.
We know this.
Yeah, we know that. It's like,
Regardless,
Tim,
every time I wake
are
up,
you
it's
there?
not good. We got a few
I
hundred
woke
people
up this
watching
morning and I just started breaking everything down. I'm like, I put everything.
Oh,
Like,
I was so happy to wake up and see our campsite all taken care of from Will. What a great thing. Let's try to do an actual show. We covered all the camping. I'm gonna skip the preamble. Let me see here. I have a topic, believe it or not. Let me see what I got here. Our
What's it got?
topic is, believe it or not,
Spin the wheel.
resentment, which is an important thing in recovery because it can take you out because resentments lead to relapse, and we all know that. So we're in the woods. Here's the woods theme. I'm just clicking on stuff and things are changing, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
Coffee.
Will's gone. Bye, Will. This is Will back with this one.
I'm right here.
I'm gonna grab coffee.
You're not on the screen.
But
I'm
can you hear
trying to
me?
get you on the screen. Yeah, we can hear you. There's a Tim cam. There's a Jim cam. There's a Kaisa cam. There's no Will cam. So I didn't get to set this part of it up. So we're just going to keep going here. I'm going to add Will to the screen. We had a good time. You know, I mean, it's just a blessing to be able to do stuff like this and that people do stuff like this. This is organized by, the girls that just wanted to spread the message in a different way. And if I don't show up for something like that, I'm not doing the right things. And I don't do stuff like this. This is not my forte. This is not the things that Tim does.
It's
Tim
out of your comfort zone, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Thank you.
Got to
You
do
said it
that
right.
though.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. And I'm like, yep. Tim does the opposite. Let's do the opposite of what Tim does. So I decide I'm going to go camping. My parents were super excited for whatever reason, and we, oh, look at our little boy going camping. So
And then he breaks his nose.
I break my nose, and my dad calls me immediately. He's like, "Did you get into a fight?" I'm like, "Yeah, kind of."
With a stick.
With a stick. So
with a piece of wood.
Yes, he knows me. He knows the old Tim.
Was it attached to a tree or was it being swung through the air?
I had it. We needed wood. It was a big thing. So Timmy was like, "I got this. Look at camper extraordinaire jumping in to save the day." So I get a hammer and I get a decent piece of wood. Like 4 inches around, 5 inches around. I put it up against the we have a metal circle thing where you
That's
put
the fire pit barrel, like the
fire pit.
Pit. Yeah. Yep, that. I can't think of anything.
It's like a burn barrel.
So
grab a hammer.
Exactly. It's a burn barrel,
not an axe.
So well, I didn't have an axe, Jim, or I would have.
Thank God.
Well,
right?
Will didn't have an axe.
I wouldn't have an axe.
Something in my truck, but he was just going to town swinging that thing.
Oh,
all right, that's
he was swinging his thing, looking for wood. Good for you.
Then, I was tearing off the limbs from a tree that had fallen, and I was breaking them down.
I actually tore a tree down. That's the entire tree. I took it down. So I have this log, and it's too long. We can't put it in the fire. So I put it up against the metal of the ring, and I crack it with my hammer. The first one worked. Put it in the thing. Crack it with my hammer. Second one worked. Now we're getting down to the heavier part of the tree because the trees have this thing where branches get heavier as they towards the tree. So we get towards that part.
The trunk.
And correct. Well, I mean, this is a branch, so like the trunk of the branch. So
the trunk of the branch.
Everything's fine as usual. Everything's fine. Everything's good. And I take my hammer, I crack it, and this piece of wood hit me square in the nose, not in the head, not like half of my nose, dead into my nose. Blood streaming down. I can feel it's broken. I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm good, guy. And this is the fourth time I've bled all over the place this weekend.
He's very graceful. He's very graceful.
Yeah, I get overstimulated. So I just had this thing where like I was doing the best I could. I had my hands full of stuff and I miss a step. I fall down, I cut myself. So there's a lot of blood. It's a good thing my hep C's cleaned up because that would have been a problem. So like we had this thing. I cracked myself in the face and I got it good. So I go up to the bathroom and my nose is crooked. I this is the fourth or fifth time I've broken my nose. Most of them were right-handed punches knocking it that way. So like if you really want to look at my nose, take a screenshot and you can see the crookedality of Tim's nose. I mean, it's not a straight nose, as we all can see. It goes. So anyway,
yeah.
I've had some rights crack me this way, so my nose is broken that way. This one hit me this way, so I'm thinking maybe it evened it out. I went to the bathroom. It's crooked, right? So I grab it and I crack and I reset it, and I had tears coming out of my eyes, and the blood's flowing. Within 12 hours, I'm gonna have 2 black eyes here. So like I don't know, it wasn't fun. I'm not gonna say it was fun. That was probably the low point of my camping experience. But yeah, I'm not like good at anything outdoors. And this is the first time I've left like my computer room in Clarksville. So I'm like a mushroom getting lit out of a closet for the first time in 2 years. And I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I am pale as
beat up.
It looks like I've been sitting at a computer, making a podcast for 2 years straight. So me to get outside is very foreign to me at this point. But it was fun, honestly. It was AA, it was recovery. We all share the same affliction of addiction, and it just levels the playing field. And I'm talking to Thomas, I'm talking to Jana and Krista, and I got a whole bunch of other people that don't know I'm doing this, but they could just see me. So I did spread the word a little bit, but everybody's packing up, trying to get out of here before they get a late fee, which I'm probably going to get. So we're blessed that this podcast started, because I didn't know if it was going to work. And we're on my phone's Wi-Fi. Like, this is a hotspot. So it is kind of amazing that in 2025, nobody has service around here. And somehow I'm broadcasting a podcast. So that's about that. Let's get into the show. Willie's involved. We're all here. I wish Will had a wooden background. Will, go through the background. See if there's something wooded for you. Can I do it for you?
There's only like 2 ones. I'm sitting in my truck because I have a phone holder in my truck,
I know.
I can
I've
see
been
the
in
back
that
of
truck.
Tim from
Well,
right here.
we got to see Will's truck. I think I can get it on screen. This thing, oh my God. It's a monster truck.
I love those.
It's like,
Brum, brum.
yeah, I know. I said Kaisa would love
I
that.
said, Tim, we're gonna have. I go, Tim, we gotta help you up in the truck because we had to go to Walmart.
Yeah. That's the fifth short stroke of the weekend. I was pretty good. I was pretty good about taking them. Will's an inch higher than me, but yeah. But I'm like, oh, that's number 3, Will.
I mean, it wasn't intentional. It was just.
It's too
organic.
easy.
It just was there. It was too easy. I was like, I can't help it.
Too easy. And it's Will. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. Somebody else, I'd be getting one of these from a fist. So like, it's a blessing to have this and be here and talk like this.
But I was telling
it's an
somebody
AA convention. What?
But I didn't mean to interrupt. But what I was telling somebody, I was like, what's crazy is when I used to go camping. When I go camping, like when I was old enough, and I go without parents or whatever, and I didn't do drugs. I drank. When I go camping, I would drink. It's like it's just like weird.
You're a robot.
This is the first time at an age.
We all drank.
All right, R2D2. This was the first. This is thank you for contributing. This is the first camping trip that I've been on sober, and I'm like, this sucks. But like after it calmed down, I'm like, all right, this is cool. I'm gonna remember tonight, and I'm not gonna throw up or piss my pants. So like, we were pretty close to the bathroom.
But I'll break my nose.
We had a cool site. We had a downstairs site here, with a fire ring over there, and then upstairs there we could have put a tent up there. I tried to. But the monsoon took it out, and it was cool. We had a great time down here. We were private. We were close enough to the bathrooms to where you didn't shit your pants by the time you got there, and it was just great. You're eating hot dogs off briskets and whatnot, but we figured it out. I got here and I'm like, wait a second, I don't have anything I need. Nope, I need briquettes. We needed so much stuff, so I went out to Dollar General and got raped. So It's fun. So let's get into our readings, our show. Just chit chat a little bit about what these are. I set this up on Friday morning at 5 a.m. So this should be good. We are. Oh, actually, let's talk about our upcoming guests. Our guests
Who's
that are coming up
coming?
are very exciting, and this just. Well, we got Bella J joining us this Thursday.
Yay,
All
Talked to her
right,
last
Bella.
Bella. She's
She's like,
amazing.
"What is wrong with your?" Yeah, she's like, "What is wrong with your neck?" Ryan K coming on next Sunday, a week from today, normal
Ooh,
time.
Ryan.
Billy B coming on the following Wednesday,
Billy
5/7.
Bigfoot.
Billy Bigfoot. And if you
Billy Bigfoot.
notice, 103, 104, 105, 106, we're starting to lock people in, and that's fine. We have a fun show. We still do our show. We give them 20, 30 minutes, an hour and 10, whatever it is. And, we have them on, and they, that's what it's about. I mean, we do our flashy silliness, and that's okay here and there. But now we're getting to a point where people want to be on because we're getting some notoriety, and no, not notoriety, attention. And it's fun. So you're looking at 107, 108, 109, all open, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 16, 17, 18,
Yeah,
all
we
open.
can count.
We'll fill them up.
There's people that listen to the show. So we'll fill them up. We're gonna try and have a show for us here and there. But we do have clean time tonight, today, whatever it is. And we have these guests coming up. Very exciting to have these people come on because we know them, they're good people, and they're gonna bring a good message. So that's what we're about, spreading the message. And who better to do that than recovering alcoholics? So all right, so let's I don't know what this thing has. Episode 102. Manny, My Fight Our War. Jimmy will be on Friday, May 2nd, next Friday, this Friday.
This Friday.
He will be on. He's going to do an awesome job. Kaisa did an awesome.
Oh, she did
Nikes.
That was
Thanks,
amazing.
guys.
It was a miracle.
Fans, the 100-something people that are watching, go to Manny's website, whatever, his Facebook and his YouTube, and watch Kaisa's interview from last night. It'll blow your mind. It was awesome. I'm at a campsite. I'm not paying attention, watching it on my phone. I'm giving out Kaisa's numbers. I'm like, she was a 3,400 and the top is a 4,000. And now she's in single digits. I'm like giving out her personal medical records. I was just trying to get on the screen because everybody else is getting on the screen. I'm not. And so I did that.
Yeah, you were on there. You were on there.
And then I started seeing what I have to say to get on there. So our socials, our website, X, TikTok, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon Music, Vimeo, some videos on there. And I don't know why I put StreamYard. They're terrible.
Shortwave radio. That up there. Shortwave radio.
It's a antenna on top of a. All right, so we're live on some of these. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. We
and Bumble,
and then the rest of this is just you can and Grinder. That's for real. And that's where I'm good at writing. I'm good at writing bios for those, but I don't like using them. So so this is all. You can just listen. Anybody, you can just find us anywhere. And I said to the lady last night, she's like, "How do I get to you?" I'm like, "Just find us. It all links up and it tells you what's video, what's audio." So we just try to make it easy for everybody. And if you go to our website, I mean, the first things you see are click here to listen, click here to watch, couldn't be any simpler. So easy to find, easy to listen to, and keep it going. We're at 43 minutes. So we're going to talk about resentment. First things first. Jim, this is just behind, so I'm just clicking and it goes somewhere, and I'm clicking and it goes here. All right, Jim, what's my role?
Okay, so when you are angry and form a resentment, it's easy to point the finger and play the blame game because your feelings got hurt. Oh, but didn't you do something that might have prompted this person or persons to do something you were upset by? It doesn't absolve the other party for anything, but an introspective approach, that's a big word, can sometimes bring relief having this self-awareness. And you know
So
what?
I wrote that. I don't.
Yeah, I love that. That's a good one. But you know what? Okay,
Okay,
okay. For the next hour, I'm going to talk about resentments. Fuck, it's just like I'll show those sons of bitches up there. Really?
Yeah.
Who's they, and what are you going to show them? And
Yeah.
and I went through that motion when I was at first when I went to recovery and I was on the treadmill every morning and I was praying for all these people. No, I wasn't. I'm like, I hope those bastards get hit by a bus. You know,
Yeah.
you gave me no support, and I've had no one's reached out to me, and I don't expect it. You know what I said
Yeah.
to my step nines? Like I actually have it on I have a list on a file like resentment, like file step 9. Apologies, who responded, who didn't, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is not. I don't put a chalk mark. Oh yeah,
Yep.
well, Auntie Doreen didn't respond. That bitch, I hate her. You know what?
Right.
I took the rocks out of my backpack, but carrying those resentments. Oh, resentment is the worst. It just it'll eat you up, and it'll take you back to going back and using. Whatever that, it's the number one offender.
Yep.
Destroys more alcoholics than
The number one
anything
offender.
else, and it's a spiritual disease
Kaisa,
because we are just fucked. Okay, Kaisa,
Yeah.
go.
Okay, everyone. Yeah, resentments. Well, I'll tell you what. If I have an expectation for someone to act a certain way and then they don't, I get a resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And then so
lead to resentment.
Absolutely. And that will definitely throw a hitch in my get along really quick, because once I get the resentment, after I'm expecting somebody to act a certain way, knowing that I can't make anybody act the way I want them to or the way I think they should.
Right.
So I get a resentment, and then, then I start tallying up. Oh, well, this person did this, and I hate him for it, and they're just an awful person. And then I go down the freaking rabbit hole, and then I start building this loathing and hating, and it just starts clouding my sobriety, my recovery. And I have to get out of that resentment.
Yeah.
So, expectations are going to kill you.
Yep.
It could be just something as simple for me, as simple as just somebody saying thank you for something I did for them, because I expect people to say thank you. But you know what? Nobody has to say thank you. Not ever.
Nope.
No.
Sometimes your expectations are just to have respect shown to you. You don't have to say thank you. Just show me the very bare minimum of human respect. And when you don't get that, I always have an expectation. If I treat somebody better than normal, if I put them upstairs and I take care of them in a way that goes above and beyond, I don't expect thank yous. I'm doing it because I want to help people. And at some point when they flip the script and they go 100% the other way, and they not only do they not say thank you, they disrespect you in some way for whatever.
They come
reason.
at you.
Yeah,
They come at you.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
So
I'm this way because of you.
So I had an expectation, but it was such a minimal expectation. Just the very bare minimum. People just act like a person. I'm cool, and to flip a script and to attack and that's the opposite of showing respect. And I don't know. It's just is what it is. But no expectations are the way to go. And that's easier said than done. But if you have no expectations, you can't get let down. And if you have all these expectations, none of them are going to be met. Some of them maybe, but most of them won't be. And you're playing with your sobriety. Will, what about you with resentments?
So me with the resentments, it's like that I was thinking about is that, the way I kind of cut it out is like people that I was starting to resent or whatever, like I just kind of like totally in my mind or whatever. I'm like, that's the way they are. It's like clean slate, forget about them or whatever. But for me not to have resentments, I started singling out who my friend group or who I was hanging out with, because if I start to resent you, I don't want to be around you. So I would say, okay, that's the way you are. Forget about it, clean slate. And then I would only, that kind of directed who I needed to be around. But with the resentments, I've learned that it takes practice. I mean, like, you're not, you may resent somebody, but you can't just all of a sudden, forgive them, let it go. I mean, it takes practice to let it go. And so, but I mean, but I tell you, it has guided my way of people that I surround myself with now, because I
Mm,
can't
yep.
because if I
Mhm.
know that you're gonna do something that I'm gonna resent you for, like that's just like that builds up, like that gets in my that takes emotional, I mean, like stress, and and I'm just like, I can't do it. So therefore, if you want something from me, like, I mean, and I'm and I kind of push you aside, I may do something, but I know not to expect now. And I know,
Yeah.
so therefore I can't resent. But yeah, it has really guided my way of my friend group or my
Mhm.
surroundings,
Yeah.
so but it does take practice, I'll tell you that.
Mhm.
And you have to get
Hmm.
hurt to learn. And the problem is, our program says we have to give away what's been freely given to us, and sometimes that means going over and above. And
Hmm.
we're here to do that. And sometimes we're going to get burned because people are people. And you take that as a lesson, and you say, all right, that's not going
Yeah.
to happen every time, but it
Hmm.
happened this time. And I had an expectation of simply respect, and that's all I care about. And
Yeah.
when you're treated with utmost respect and don't get that back, you realize, oh shit, I did have an expectation. I didn't know I had an expectation, but I did. And it's just, we're called to help people, and what that could be talking to them on the phone, bringing them food, I don't know, taking them to Six Flags Great Adventure, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
We.
Yeah, whatever it is. Sometimes we're called by the situation to go above and beyond, and to do something out of our comfort zone, and to give somebody everything we got to make sure they're happy. And sometimes that very person will disappoint you. So it is what it is. You just got to let it go. What was
And
my
you have to
role in?
move on, right?
Yep.
Not everybody is the same way. You never know what that person is going through. I mean, they could be in a
Right.
deep, dark, you know,
Mm,
place, and they're incapable of acting in such a way that we would find acceptable for
Right.
hmm.
us, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like my sponsor says, when I get like that, she's like, pray for that person. I'm like,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
the last thing in the world I want to do is pray for
That's
that
like,
Yeah. Of
person.
course.
But I'm telling you, man, and I do it because I'm like, I don't want to do that. They don't deserve it,
Yeah.
but she
It's
knows
hard.
because, 35 years of sobriety recovery, she does a little bit. So I
Yeah.
do it. And then then I end up realizing, what my part in it was. And I, pray for them
Hmm.
to have the same things that, God would freely give me, and, their happiness, all that stuff, and then I'm okay.
hmm.
Yeah.
But, if it really bothers me, I had to pray for this one particular person for 6 months because he made me so mad, but I had to let it go because it was affecting me, you know,
Yeah.
and, and,
Yep.
and I'm in this thing for me, you know,
Yeah.
and then everybody else. But if I'm
Right.
all pissed off inside and angry, I can't give back to other people that
Yeah.
do need me.
You can't help
And
somebody that when you can't help yourself. You're
yeah,
not in your right mind space.
right. And if I'm
Yeah.
all crazy because of this schmo over here says, let it go, pray about it, and help others, because
Yeah.
ultimately in the end you're going to see there's so many other people that will treat you respectfully,
Exactly.
and will
Don't,
give back.
yep. Don't let somebody live in your head and not pay rent. And
All right.
that's a staple in life, in recovery. It's scary that we have to live with people like that, but we live in the world, and it's sad sometimes, but we have each other. We can come on here. I can call you guys. I know I can trust you
Absolutely.
guys. What a blessing we have, and I encourage anybody that needs extra support to make a friendship. I don't know, safety barrier where you can trust them. They're going to show you respect, and they're going to be there to help you if you need it. So,
And
it's
I
just
just
a
want
win.
to throw in there really quick. When I first came into the program, my sponsor, she said, you go to that group, my home group. She said,
Hmm.
you make friends with those women there.
Mm,
And of course, at first I was like, well, I don't really want to do that. But, I did. I made friends
Hmm.
with these gals, and I have the best support group. I mean, of course I have you guys,
yeah.
but I have these people in person here, that Me and my friend, we go to the soccer games together. We go, we do all kinds of stuff, but I can also rely on her, to be there for me if she's able, if she's not busy. If not, then I call somebody else. But, you make friendships in this program, the recovery, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? It takes, like we said, it takes that wall down. And like normal people, we live normal lives before being in recovery, and we disappointed people. People disappointed us. The world, people don't trust people. We have this thing where we can trust each other. I never had this before. I never trusted anybody, not my girlfriend, not my family. And here we are, like a year later, and like I'm so grateful for this podcast. We're not trying to blow up or anything. We're getting bigger. But it's just something we can share with people. Look at what we have. You can have it. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see here. But for the grace of God, and that is a fact. We wouldn't be doing anything if it wasn't for the Creator of the universe giving us that option. So conflict. So let's move on, right? So conflict resolution. Maybe that'll help you get, some kind of closure. Will, can you read conflict resolution for us?
Yeah, our relationships experience conflict. The key to maintaining a healthy relationship is learning how to resolve them. Substance use disorders can put a tremendous strain on relationships. For this reason, learning to resolve conflict in a healthy way is essential to the recovery journey.
Oh, you're done. Okay.
Amen.
I was texting somebody.
Amen.
All relationships experience conflict. So yeah, I think we're going to go to Kaisa for this because she is she is like the resident expert on this stuff, and she's been through it and she knows it, and she's good at starting off the conversation.
She's smart.
Great. So,
I don't know. Huh? What'd you say?
Huh?
Conflict resolution. Conflict resolution.
In relationships?
Yes.
Okay, well.
No, in a resentment that's kind of snowballing. Like you try to, like we said, take your part, and I did, and now you have conflict with them. So now, what do? Do you address them, or
yes,
or what? So like I
okay, this, so
and if you could read it,
you want me to read it? I thought Will just read it.
Jim already read it, or Will, or whoever.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, so conflict resolution. So my first of all, I will I'm not really a journaling person. People love to do that, but I will write down what's going on. Okay, what's bothering me, and it could be a mini 4-step, which I have done many on people that have pissed me off, quite frankly. And and then I go I go down the columns and I figure out what my part in it is. So then I will talk about it, with my sponsor, and then I will talk to that person because if you let things go if you don't address something with someone first, then it does snowball into something bigger. And I will talk to this person. I will not be accusatory. I say, when this happened, I feel like such and such and such. And I don't say, well, you did this, and then because of that, I felt this way. I just, say, well, this happened, and I felt, you told somebody that I had what was on my 4-step about him, and that made me feel like, so I try not to point the finger at anybody else. I just merely say how I feel, and then hopefully those people will understand, and they'll get involved with the conversation. But some people don't at all. Some people are like, okay, bye, and they just walk out of the room, which has happened before.
Yep, I'm good. I'm out of here.
And then I go back to I pray. I pray, and then I release it, and then I go on to other things.
Yep.
But I address it. I address it. Otherwise,
Yeah, you can't if you let it sit, and even if it's a negative result, at least you tried, and you can put it in the back seat. I got a message from Facebook. All counting guests. It'll be. Yeah, we're at 0 and we're not at 0. So there's something wrong with Facebook and I'm tired of it. So anywho, let's move on to the next one. Try to get these done quick. We're going to go over an hour. Affirmations. This could be general affirmations, individual affirmations, or more personal affirmations that we recognize with individual growth and importance. Affirmations can help people recognize how certain words can significantly impact people's feelings, behaviors, and self-confidence. So I wrote all these in my stupid crazy head at 5 o'clock in the morning. Affirmations, you tell yourself, I'm not that. I'm not what they say I am. I whatever happened, I'm still not this person that is whatever disrespectful or hateful or hurtful or whatever. So you stop and you look at yourself. Not only do you look at your part in it, but you tell yourself, I'm not a bad person. I'm okay. And people help recognize how certain words can significantly impact people's feelings, behaviors, and self-confidence. Affirmations are important both for you and for other people. Will, in your experience, take the thing out of your mouth. Stop. Yes, stop.
Oh my
I'm
God.
camping, okay? I don't have a toothbrush, so I got it flossed.
I have 4, but go ahead.
Good for you.
Okay, so about affirmations. So with me, I learned as I was getting, growing up, whatever. Like I'm the middle child, and so I'm the redheaded stepchild, is what they used to call me. So, but my mom would always, oh, can't you be more like your brother? Or I'd always be told like either I'm this, that, or the other, or can't I be like this? And it's like when you finally had enough, you're like, no, I'm like, I'm my own person. Like, no, like this is me. And I tell myself, I'm like, there's no way in hell I want to be like that, that, because it was more of, I think it had more of the be with a gay issue, like, so therefore it was like everything I did, it was like wrong or wasn't like right, I needed to do something different. And I did things my way, you know what I'm saying? And then when I got confident enough to not care about what people thought about me and what I did, I mean, like that was the biggest thing because my mom is a person like she care like the house, the yard, or anything. She cares. I mean, she's like, I don't care what people think. Oh, she majorly does. Like the bushes have to be like it has to be perfect. And I'm like, and then she's got to be like keeping up with the Joneses. That's like my stepdad's favorite saying to her. And I'm like, I don't care. Like my mom's like, I'll walk out the front door and like I used to wear like when I used to go walk, I would wear like really short shorts, and she would get I kind of did it. When I bought these, they were like jogging shorts, right? And I didn't know they were that short from Amazon, but I tried them on, and I was like, and she was like, just oh my god. So I'm like, so then I just started putting them on and walking around the whole. Like I used to walk like 4 miles every day in the neighborhood, and I would used to walk and. Because I was like, why do you care what people think? I don't care. Like, and it's me, it's not you, but it's because she thinks it's going to affect her. But like, I'll tell you, when I got confident enough not to care about what people thought, it changes the whole game. And you honestly don't have to tell for me, affirmations, you don't have to tell yourself, oh, like I'm this, I'm better, I'm great. Those aren't that. Oh yeah, he was taking pictures. Those are, I know I had shorter shorts than that when I was walking, and it was hilarious.
Oh my God!
Will is so much fun. Will is so much fun. He's like background music here. He like laughs. He shares something important here and there, but he's not much of a talker. And he plays a character. He plays a role here, and he's great. We were camping
I'm not much
here,
of a
right?
talker. I had diarrhea of the mouth last night.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God!
Thank you for that visual picture.
For that.
Yeah,
right.
Or a cork.
Yeah, I had diarrhea of the past here camping. So Will goes. Will did not stop talking, nonstop the entire time, nonstop talking. So for me to get attention, I have to do self-deprecating things like break my nose and fall
Good
over.
for you.
Like, oh, look at me, I fell. Like I had to get attention. Everybody's like, we're listening to Will's story. I'm like, okay. So anyway, my point is, Will can talk. And I've heard some stories of his. Oh my God, I'm surprised he's alive and not in prison for 25 years. So
right.
Will is he's a catch. And it was just so much fun here this weekend with Will. So I don't know what I would have done without him. It was a pisser. He is hysterical. Will is seriously one of the funniest people I've ever met.
So like when I got here, it's like I guess you can either have tents or an RV, and it's like a double thing. And so I walked down the stairs, and I'm like thinking, Tim, we're on some big ass rocks with these tents. So why aren't we like on the small rocks? And so it was like a Chinese, like, you know, how, like people sleep on like those bed or whatever that have like all these things, like. You know, they are Chinese people. Like, those people like either wooden beds or either like, you know, they have like, or they like get on the spikes and lay down or whatever or something.
Yeah,
That's
yep.
kind of what the rock. I mean, like I had rocks. I mean, like when I got in the tent, I'm like I put my knee down. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, why are we? I mean, but it was great. But still, I was like,
Yeah.
there's
Why
a
not
larger-
use my extra air mattress? Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. I would probably pop
No,
it.
life hack. If you deflate the air mattress like 3/4 of the way, or no, like a quarter of the way, it's much more comfortable. Okay.
It's form fitting.
Let's do daily reflections. I know, no.
We did that. Dizzle, the Dizzle.
No, I know. Let's
Clean time?
Let's clean time. I worked hard on this on Friday. Had all kinds of math in my head. You know, something's going to be wrong. So sorry, whoever I screw up. I know math is not. Oh, I did math. I did meth. I did meth in my head. It's surprising Will's alive. Honestly, hearing his stories.
Glad you're alive.
A lot of car accidents. A lot of police involved. Yeah, he's just shouldn't be alive. But he is. All right, Jimmy, take it easy, and we're gonna do in just
I
a
have
second.
my script.
Oh yeah. At the end, Jimmy reads that out. Okay.
I have my list.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you. Clean time is the amount of days or years that you've been clean and sober. We're a family here on T-Dubs, so let's get into our clean time segment.
Where's clean time?
Time.
Put it on the screen.
It's coming. No, you got to do it
not
from
on the
memory.
screen.
Not on the screen.
Not on the screen. Rub-a-dub-dub time.
One thing I
Affirmations.
did for you, Kaisa, is I changed the font on the name, so you're really going to be able to see it a lot better. Daily affirmations.
Thank you.
All right, daily affirmations is up there. Okay, everything's removed from the screen. I am in a campground. Hold on, let me remove Jim. We got a really
Well, it's that time. It is clean time. What's clean time, you ask? Well, glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. Clean time is the amount of days or years that you've been clean and sober. We're a family here on T-Dubs, so let's get into our clean time segment.
There I am, Francis, 35 days. Hey, Daisy M, 39 days. Go Daisy, go Daisy.
It's working, so I'm going to start it over, and we're doing good. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with us. We're just figuring out how to broadcast from a campground.
Yeah, I was backstage. I'm like,
so you see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it now.
I know,
Thank you.
I know.
All right. Well, glad you asked, because I'm
Go
going to tell you.
live.
Clean time is the amount of days or years that you've
Have you
been
ever
clean
needed
and
to turn it
sober.
down? Just
We're a
say so.
family here on T-Dubs, so let's get into our clean time segment.
We've got Christine A, 31 days. Francis D, 35 days. Okay, we're stuck on Francis. You go, Francis. Anthony S, 58 days.
Here are 63 days.
Yeah, I'm stuck on CRP, 63 days. Carol P, 66 days. Alex M, 69 days.
Hold on, I'm bringing it back to you. This is crazy. Do you see Mitch C?
Now I see Mitch
LS?
C. Mitch C, 79
Okay.
days.
All right, I'm gonna hit play, and it's gonna go to Ella.
Ella S, 80 days. Matthew D, 90 days. LaRonda S, 113 days. Corbin TJ, 113 days. Anonymous, 115 days. Mark B, 117 days.
Way to go, Mark.
Misty H, 129 days. Go, Misty. Deborah H, 137 days. Sorry. Daisy McLean time, 148 days. Jeanette R, 149 days. James C, 162 days. Dustin W, 167 days. Tara D, I missed it, sorry. Timothy F, 186 days. Jason D, 202 days. Bridget Giannis, 204 days. Go, Bridget. KW, 212 days. Haley N, 218 days.
Wow.
Skylar S, 231 days. Go, Skylar.
Go, Skylar.
David M, 225 days. Go, David. Valencia K, 226 days. Vanessa M, 249 days. April R, 250 days. Go, April. Monty Fani, 256 days.
You're lagging, so I'm just gonna pause.
Yeah, I'm lagging. Destiny J, 270 days. Yeah, still lagging, I guess. Daniel G,
285.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Michaela Booker, 285 days.
Just say it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's lagging, but AJ Hamilton, 302 days, I think.
Yeah,
That's crikey. 325 days. Tony J. Okay, sorry, Tony. Maria, I'm so glad. 341 days. Jen M, 348 days. Jared Bean, 349 days.
Kaisa, I'm going to take over, all right?
Yeah, go ahead, because it's lagging a lot.
I know, I'm sorry. Deshaun Booker, or Deshaun B, 415 days. Desiree N, 432 in Hong Kong. Jacob B, Ricky and Nick B, our NASCAR driver. My friend Katie M, 483 days. Way to go, Katie. Colby Jack C, 535 days. That's good. William Douglas, 540 days. What? Ronnie J doesn't play, 550 days. Bella J doesn't play, 559 days. Timmy! Level out, come on! 666 days. Jim Leibel, 3 years. Woo! Amelia Cool Q, 3 years. Jeffrey S, 3 years. April, 4 years! Yes! April has graduated. Tyler B, 4 years as well. Stella M, 4 years. Billy Foot, 4 years. He's my boy. He's coming on Wednesday. Manny V in the place to be, 5 years. Kaisa Miller, 5 years. Sorry, I blew your anonymity.
That's
Simon
funny.
Cross, C, 6 years. Nikki D, where he is, I don't know, 8 years. Neil K, he doesn't play, 13 years. Ryan K, what a great day, 26 years. And the most important person in the room is the newcomer. And that would be Robert S with 20 days. 10 more, buddy. Stephen P with 22 days. Wow, Stephen, we're so proud of you and we love you with all our hearts. Laurie E, 25 days. Wow. Way to go, everybody. My team, you guys can say good job. Want to be on Queen Time? Email Jim at crash-podcast.com. Hit us up on our socials like Insta, YouTube, Tiki, Spacey, and some other ones. And trash-podcast.com is your go-to, people. I mean, you go there, it is all there. I don't know if this generation still knows how to get the website, but if you can get there, you're going to be really grateful you did, because it's got all the trash you need right in a nice, neat trash can. The Roomba picked it all up, and it's all for you. Lots of trash, and we're just happy for you and your recovery journey, and we're here to celebrate it with you. And I got a little funny thing that we can just listen to for just a second, because we are talking the trash. It is no lag. All right. And everybody's be patient, and we're gonna have a laugh after this as soon as it plays, and the circle going around and around. Here it comes.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Thank you very much. So there you have it. Talk trash. We're going a little late today. I still want to finish this resentment thing, because we want to have a whole picture of it. We're going to add that to the stage, and we're going to move on to from affirmations. We're almost done. The number one offender, Kaisa, Jim said this.
Resentment.
Well, it's the number one offender. It's resentment. So, Jim, you can read this because you just said it. If you're alive, I got to put him on stage.
Yeah, there you go. I was backstage.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Okay,
Sorry,
don't let anyone live in your head rent-free. The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, AA, states that resentment is the number one Jesus Christ. Number one offender and major obstacles to recovery, potentially more destructive than any other character defect. It emphasizes that holding on to resentments can be fatal for alcoholics who are trying to maintain spiritual growth. That's true. It's like drinking poison, expecting someone else to die.
Yeah, that's a great point. Did Kaisa say it was spiritual growth, or Jim say that? Somebody said that earlier.
I don't know. We all
Whatever.
We all said.
All right, let me light the fire and not break my nose here. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen.
There we go.
And why would I be able to? All right, so the fire is going in the background. So the number one offender is don't let anyone live in your head rent free. It's the Big Book says resentments. They're the number one offender, right? And we said that before. I'm kind of circling back,
reiterating,
and reiterate because it's important. It emphasizes holding on to resentment that can be fatal. It literally can be for alcoholics who are trying to not only maintain, but newer people in the program they're trying to find spiritual growth. So if that happens to them, see you later. There's the door. You know what I mean? So we got to be careful that we don't mess with somebody else's recovery, because that's what this is about. You may be able to get offended and have a resentment and work through that. Kaisa, 5 years, Jim, 3 years, me, the just wonderful guy I am. But it's you have to not let it run you, because it'll mess up your spiritual growth, and your spiritual growth is coming from the program, because you're starting to find your higher power and admit you're powerless. And it's not okay for anybody, but the newcomer, man, you got to be careful. I mean, you got to be really careful that you don't step on their toes, because they'll go out the door with a resentment. They don't know how to handle it, and they're back drinking. So that's a problem.
And then they're drinking at their resentment.
Nature, right, exactly. So they can't think, that person hurt me, and what? Maybe they're right. Maybe I am a piece of shit. They don't do affirmations like we talked about. They do the opposite. They take it to heart, and that's a dangerous game to play with somebody's sobriety. Will, can you read Breaking It Down? Will Douglas in the truck behind me.
Blink
He's
twice.
R2D2.
All right. All right, R2D2. All right, I'll read it. Destructive nature. It's described as destroying more alcoholics than anything else. A lot of things are number one offender. Underlying its detrimental effect on recovery. Let me read that again. It's described as destroying more alcoholics than anything else. Underlying its detrimental effect on recovery. This isn't something you you put a red flashing light on the top of your head, and you know what it is, and you know it's something you keep deep inside, and it gets you, and it's rough, and this goes hand in hand with resentment, so it's all together. Resentment is the number one offender. Let's see if we have this idiot get back on the podcast. Hey, Will, up in the truck.
He was listening.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear
everybody's on
everything.
my. Are you on my hotspot or your cellular?
I'm on my phone, but you know what? Our site, and we're down in a hole, is the only one. When people came over, they're like, how do y'all get service here? Like, we had service, but everybody's up on the hill or up on top, and we're down here on the bottom, and we get service better than anybody else. It's crazy. But here, I'll read
Not only service, we're running a podcast. Little lags, but it's working. Will, you can read this again. We need to look at this again.
It described a destroying more alcoholics than anything else, underlining its detrimental effect on recovery.
What does that mean to you? Having a destructive nature, it's like a snowball effect, and it's like comes after a resentment. Like how do you look at that?
Oh, whenever I get in that mode of destructive, like I guess it's the buckets, pretty much. I mean, that's like when I know I get there, nothing matters. I mean, I have no, like whenever I used to start getting high, people, I would try to hide it, and I would try to go whatever, but it got to whenever it got to the point where everybody knew, I was just like, screw it, let's just turn the dial all the way up, and then just be destructive. I mean, like very destructive, and just don't care, and because it's going to come to a point where it ends, and then you're going to start the cycle all over again. But it's just like, it's a circle. But yeah,
exactly.
I've gotten to that destructive where I'm just like, whatever. I mean, like, whatever happens. Let's see how long I can ride this out.
Yeah, Jim. That's
yes.
Jim, how does that ring? Or that's Kaisa. Let's see.
Hi.
I don't have these lined up. That's going to be me again. That should be Jim.
Totally destructive.
Is that like the next stage? Yeah.
Well, like just speaking from experience, like when I came out of treatment, I expected like this brass band and people like paying homage and, oh, Jim, you're just doing great. And I'm like, you motherfuckers. Good point. I got so much dirt on you guys. I could just destroy you. Totally. And it's like, why? What is that going to accomplish? But in the back of my mind, like, I could destroy you, like in your career and financially, because I got so much dirt. And why? What is that going to do? How does that make me look? So always think about the other person's, how they're feeling. But when you're in early recovery, you're just, all these emotions are so new. And the first thing you go to, the ones that you remember, it's like all the destructive ones. Like, I could take you down and I don't give a shit. You should be kissing my feet and all this. No, just let it go and just live on with your life. But always, and it still happens. Like, I have a very good friend who's still asking me for money. And it's like, you know what? I'm not not your babysitter, and I'm not going to enable you in your addiction.
Right.
You want money? I'll buy you food. Or what? Pay your rent, whatever. But I am not going to give you cash, because I know exactly what you're going to do with it. But I just have to break free and just rid myself of that burden. I rid myself of that burden, and I say that's one of my daily affirmations. And dealing with going back to the other one about conflict, like I do that on a daily basis, just not with my recovery, but just in work with clients, like bitching and complaining. But always make it a win-win. But don't take it. Don't give away the farm in the same aspect. Like don't just lay down. Oh yeah, sure. Here's my wallet. Yeah, just empty it out. You have to be. You have to take care of yourself first. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody. And I find that
said that too. Yeah.
And it's so true, because life, you got a one-way ticket in, you got a one-way ticket out. And some days you got one foot on a banana peel and another one so close to putting it back onto your active addiction. And you just got to stop, play the tape to the end, or DVD or whatever you youngins are using now, and just say, I know what's going to happen. And we've talked before about insanity. When you're in addiction, you know exactly where you're gonna. You know what the result is, and that's what you want. It was my solution, but now I can just stop and do things with a clear mind and just being at peace with myself and everything else. But yeah, life's a shit show, and it's going to be for the rest of the day. But I have the tools, as Kaisa said on the podcast, she's got the tools to make it through just for today. And that's all it's all we got.
Right.
Just carpe diem,
Right.
seize it and run with the ball. Go, go, go.
So let me ask you, how important is sponsorship early on to pass that on to somebody who doesn't have that look?
Well, for myself, sponsorship was key to the continuation of my recovery and sobriety. And Don is like my dad. When I first got into the program decades ago, I hated my sponsor because I'm like, what do you know? I have all these credentials. Like I'm this, and this, and you're just that. You're just an alcoholic. You know shit. So I became my own sponsor, and I realized very quickly my sponsor, me, was an asshole.
Yeah,
I needed someone who had at least a year's sobriety. Actually, I know that, and I admit that. But do you think I could admit that before?
No,
because my
not.
ego, edging God out. But I hated the word God, edging my higher power out, and just getting front and center. And look at me, dig me. I'm so many days sober. No, you're sober just for today, buddy. That's it. That's all you got, just for today.
Yep. A lot of people get out of treatment and they're like, well, why are you treating me this way? I'm fixed. I've been sober for 28 days. Right. And in that expectation, if the treatment center or the therapist or whatever don't prepare them for that, they're not doing their job. So, it's hit or miss as far as that goes. I want to hear what Kaisa has to say about this, because she mentioned the spiritual aspect. And that's a really important thing. Especially in early recovery, how does that, how do you interpret that?
Well, I don't know why I'm at a loss for words right now. For me, I don't know, working the steps helped me find humility, and because what I thought I knew, was correct, and carry these resentments forever, and I could hold a grudge for years and years and years.
Yeah, man, me
so
too.
Spiritually, I had to understand that there's something greater than me out there, and I had to come to believe that something would restore me to sanity. Something, right? Whatever you want to look at it. So giving it over to my higher power and understanding. I don't think I'm making any sense at all.
No, you are.
Totally.
Just work. Doing what my sponsor, suggested of me in the steps, and work. I'm telling you, step 4 was such an eye opener for me.
Sure.
Because you know what? I don't run the show. I don't run other people's lives, and I can't, just because I think people should act a certain way just to satisfy me. That's crazy. And so and then comes in the prayer part, and I had to pray. Say, look, what do I need to know here? Because I don't even know what I'm supposed to know. What do I do? I was so lost. But as I did it over and over, did what was suggested of me, things became clear. And I found that I could not hold on to resentments, because that's affecting me and my spirituality. And, I don't want to be that person I used to be in addiction, because me drinking at somebody and taking drugs at somebody, because they're going to feel the poison that I'm putting in my body, that's not going to happen. Yeah. It never happened, although I did it for years, but, my will is not a good thing. Because it's they say the self-will run riot. Boy, did I live that for so many years. So when I can give my will and my life over to the care of my higher power, what I believe in, and let them take over, and I just work on myself and try to be, caring, loving, and accepting of people and where they are. Internally, for me, that helps me. And then, once I'm calm, because I could get crazy, once I'm calm, I'm able to help others. But if I don't work on myself, I can't give back what I don't have.
Again, these resentments take you out, and now you can't help anybody else.
Right. And yeah, exactly.
And that's the team. All right, so I have a little surprise for everybody. Let's take a look. When it lags.
Buckle up, kids. You paid for the whole seat, but you're only going to use the edge. A Talking Trash original.
This is Jeopardy!
It's a fight to the death. Winner take all. Loser goes home. It's Recovery Jeopardy!
Singing, we will rock you. We will rock you.
There you have it, Recovery Jeopardy on Wednesday. That's gonna be fun. Billy will be here.
Sunday.
It'll be fun. Let's see if there's anything else that's pertinent. Think. And breaking it down, resentment is a character defect for sure. We all have them, and in the fourth step, we look at our character defects, and we need to make a searching and fearless moral inventory. And I'm not just talking about this out of my ass. I've done this. I do a lot of different stuff, right? So, the first 12 steps I did, the first fourth step I did, I painted it like pretty. Yeah, I did this once. I stole something from the store. But, I'm pretty good. No, the second, fourth step, kind of the same thing. The third, fourth step, I got real and I saw my character defects, and by seeing them, I can address them and knowing they're there. So having resentment is a character defect. It's not something you ask for. It happens when somebody lets you down or hurts your feelings, but it ultimately it's a character defect, and it's probably one for all of us. So what we have to learn is to work on our character defects, and in this scenario, resentments are going to happen. So it's how do we respond to them, bottom line. And like Kaisa said, like Jim said, you have to be spiritually fit. And if you're not, if you're early on the program, this is going to take you out. So if you're early on the program, talk to somebody who isn't, and they'll help you out. And resentment is considered a significant character defect that can hinder their spiritual again and emotional well-being. We think it's justified anger when really you have the control whether to let other people's actions affect your thinking. So, I mean, it's just pretty much turning into the same thing over and over again. But like what we're learning here is these character defects can affect your spiritual situation. And then your spiritual situation goes, maybe you're making a little progress early on in the program. Maybe you're just getting better at this, figuring some stuff out. What if you do it? What if you insult somebody who's early on in the program and you're just like, yep, I gave him some knowledge. I cut it up, nice and clean for them to see it. Maybe you need to watch how you talk to people who are early on, because they're one step away from not stepping back into that door, and that's very dangerous. Easy does it. I think that's about it. We saw that. Addressing resentments, a fourth step. We just talked about that. It's crucial for identifying and addressing resentments. We need to look within ourselves fearlessly, honestly, and thoroughly. Only then can we find that thick skin where you need to handle offenses without harboring resentments. Jim says, you need a thick skin. You need to be Teflon Don. And sorry, I can't breathe out of my broken nose. You need to have thick skin, or people are going to disappoint you. Everything will disappoint you. And like I said, early on in recovery, am I lagging? I don't care. Early on in recovery, you're in that place where you get hit with resentments. All right, maybe I'll take the fading off my face because I'm ugly. I'm touching my appearance, and now I'm not. Okay. There, all better? Yeah, I'm sure. Now look at my freaking disastrous face. So yeah, I'm talking too much, but it's just all tying together. Your spiritual condition, how you handle resentments, how you handle offenses. Who do you talk to when you get offended, and how tough your skin is when you get offended, or when somebody hits you with something that you resent. And resentments lead to relapse. And
but if you can pause. Try not to have a knee-jerk reaction and react, pause, and then respond. And if you can't respond, I mean, sometimes you don't even have to say anything at all. Just
Right.
You could remove yourself from the situation.
Yep.
And then there are certain things like, just like right now for me, I'm like, well, these personality traits, am I selfish or self-seeking? And, is this how I'm going to talk to somebody, in this way, because they pissed me off, so I try not to do that.
How about like, you said knee-jerk reactions. How about like being reactive to things, not thinking about it, just reacting instantly, like I did in interactive addiction. Somebody would say something I don't like, and I pop right off the hinge. You know what I mean? So now in recovery, I can easily say, all right, that happened. Let me take a step back. I didn't react. I'll let that settle down, and then I'll calm down over here and get some perspective, get some clarity, instead of react. Now you're in a fight. Now this thing snowballs, and it's a disaster. So how did that changed for you when you went from crazy reactive Kaisa to calm and introspective Kaisa?
Okay, well, it's a practice. It just did not happen overnight. But as time went on, I realized that I wasn't the same person that I was in addiction. I was much more calm. That came, and I'll tell you, it came from working the steps. And I know that doesn't work for everybody, but it really did work for me. And I didn't want to be the person, the hateful person, because it just ate me up so much that I was drinking and doing drugs myself to death, and as time goes on, I could see that if I was kind to somebody, understanding that perhaps, where they are right now is just in an awful dark spot, and not to react to that, but just let it go. And not everything that happens deserves a reaction or a response. I mean, not saying anything at all is a response too, and I found that
something we can come up with, like, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, just pause, pause.
Yeah, right.
You have a wedgie? Okay, pause.
I was saying, I got a wedgie. I get to pull it out.
Good for you.
A term we can come up with? I feel like it's there. Like,
yes, like pause.
Instead of reacting,
you pause, you pray, what is it, Jim? Pause, pray, proceed.
Yep, and progress.
Yeah. But pause, pausing pray, for sure.
Progress.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's something else, but yeah. Yes.
Yeah, progress.
Yeah.
But you just
without a doubt. So, Kaisa, now that I have you on screen, tell us about what happened last night with Manny Vitale and My Fight Our War.
Oh, we had a wonderful, it was an hour and a half. And I love Manny and OG. OG, yeah. It's so funny because, I'm just sitting there telling my story because, I'm sitting there thinking, gosh, she said I would have an hour to hour and a half. I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about? Well, I have a lifetime of stuff to talk about, but I had a little fear, which was stupid. But we had a wonderful, I thought it was an excellent show. And we talked about a lot of stuff.
I had trouble. I had trouble listening to it being at the campground, but for the times I did listen to it, I was like, holy crap, I didn't know that about her. I knew this, but I didn't know these things. And, I think we should go back to that on this show, kind of give you guys an hour to tell your story, heavily. Like we're 4 people on a podcast, and it's tough to get, all our stories out. They come out in pieces, and they come out in, little spots here and there, and everybody knows this, and our fan base really knows this, but for new people, and we have a lot of new people, guys, so I think it might be prudent to advertise like it's a Kaisa testimony show, something like that. We'll talk off the air about that.
Like that.
But, I watched that last night, and I was like, that's my girl. That is my girl. You know what I mean? I was so proud of you, and that you were
trash girl. Ooh.
you were
Trashy.
representing us, and it was
Yeah,
awesome. It
well,
was just a great thing. Will's taking a nap. Wake up,
Man,
Will.
Wake up, Will.
my phone
Blink,
was in the
blink
phone
twice.
holder, and the sun was on it, and it cut. It said temperature too hot, cool down. So it cut me because it's sitting right in the sun. So
Yeah.
now I'm holding my phone.
yeah, they get
You're fine.
overheated.
You have pretty good connection. Pretty clear.
You know we have
So
like
yeah,
15
I mean,
minutes to get out
I
of here,
love
right?
this show. I love you guys. Yeah, I know. We'll get out of here. This is an hour and 42 minutes, but it's our first remote show, and I wanted to just get everything in and
Oh
meet
no,
some
you're good. I
people.
was just
I
saying.
thought it was fun. Technical problems. It was a miracle we put the show on, to be honest. I'm working off everything's coming off my cell phone that has one bar. So it was meant to happen. I just wanted to do something different and share with you guys what we just experienced. And it was a great weekend, just an absolutely great weekend. Everybody talks to everybody else. The AA fellowship was here. And there's people here that weren't in AA. They were just here for along the ride. And for them to see what we got, that's spreading the message too. So, Talking Trash is not an AA podcast. We follow a lot of their things because they work and they're smart. And the book was written on it, right? So we do. We follow AA. We are open to AA because that's a whole chunk of people that are recovering and are recovered. We're not an NA podcast. We acknowledge them too. We understand they work the steps. And we talk a lot about drugs on here because drugs are killing people. So this is a recovery podcast where we bring everybody in. Spirituality, you want to talk about God, your spiritual fitness, come on in. You want to talk about, how terrible you feel, we'll tell you how we handled it, And we have a lot to give. We have two people in the program here. I am doing a different thing. I'm doing service work. I have a lot of friends in my camaraderie. I'm not working the steps again. But maybe I should. But I'm at a place where I give back with this podcast. It's 24/7, and when I have to chair a meeting, I'm there. And like tonight, I have to chair a meeting from 8 to 9. We couldn't have done the show even if we wanted to. So to be able to be in the woods at some place, I don't even know where I am in the world, to be honest with you. I'm in Georgia somewhere, as far as I'm concerned. And it's just, this is a blessing for us to be able to do this, and for my team to just jump on and be like, yep, Sunday morning, we'll do it. Jim's time zone never changes. Kaisa's, it's 4 o'clock in the morning at Kaisa's house.
And I have to ask every single time.
I know.
Just
we
to be
never
clear.
know. So
just to be clear.
It's still December in Saskatchewan.
It is.
Jim.
Please get your...
It's 1942.
Narcan.
Please get your Narcan. I brought it with me on the trip just to be safe, and I advertised that I had it. We had a sign out front of our wood post out front of our site, and I put Easy Does It or something on there, and then I put the Narcan box. I taped it all on there, and I just want people to know if there's somebody overdosing, you're coming to our campsite, and we'll save their lives if we can. Yeah, it's just a blessing. It's fun. I mean, this is fun for me to see this be able to work from a campground. So it's just been a blessing, and I love my people. I love them. Me and Will had a great time. We dealt with some stuff, but it is what it is. That's recovery. Things aren't perfect, and I'm gonna put up some pictures later on our Facebook and Instagram, I guess. Just a few pictures of the show. Not taking anybody's anonymity or anything like that. And really, you just have to not be an asshole.
Don't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't be prudent.
It's pretty simple.
You can think about it, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So how it works, rarely have we seen a person fail who has fully followed our path. It is plain that a life that lives with deep resentment leads to a life with futility and unhappiness. We squander the hours that might have been worthwhile. Wow, that's living in the present, right? That's not thinking about the
Mm-hmm.
past, being resentful. That's not thinking about the present, how you're going to handle that person when you see them. It's just living in the moment, not letting not letting them take up rent in your head, living in your head. And now you miss the hours that may have been worthwhile, and that's a fact. And I've done that a million times. The greatest enemies of alcoholics are resentment, jealousy, envy, fear, and frustration. So that is the end of our lesson today, right, Jim?
Yes, they're into the lesson, kids.
There it is, kids.
Thank you,
Um,
kids.
Yeah.
988 suicide hotline. If somebody says I want to kill myself, or I it'd be nice if I died, um, don't tell them to do the 12 steps. Tell them to
Mm-hmm.
call 988, or first ask him why. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Call 988, see if they can help you. Don't tell them to do the 12 steps. That's not the appropriate response. Let's see. The AA Meeting Finder app. I'll leave it up for a second if you want to take a picture of the QR codes. You can find it on App Store and Google Play. It's a great app. You just open it. It knows where you're at. It knows where the next meeting is, and you're getting that camaraderie again. NA Meeting Locator app, same thing. I got the QR codes on the screen. App Store, Google Play. It's the Meetings Locator app. It's it'll work. So that's how it is. Let me see something here. Oh, I'm just gonna do this because we like to have fun here on Talking the Trash. All right, so there it is. There it is. Oh, me and Julio. I'm gonna take down the whole program. And a Narcan. I just showed you that. You can get it from a pharmacy, local municipalities, call them, nextdistro.org, naloxoforall.org, and if all else fails, I got a few boxes. I'll send it to you. You pay for postage. Keeps going back to that. Our socials, I said them earlier. Any social there is, we're there. So that's that. Let's see. We win flag just by watching. So this is a fun thing we're doing, and it is fun. You come on the show, maybe we'll play Recovery Jeopardy, maybe we'll just ask questions, maybe it'll just be who responds first. And I sent out, oh my God, 5 or 6 shirts last week from the Jeopardy thing, and one of the guy was in the UK. I'm like, that's cool, that'll be cheap. So there's that. But we don't care. I'll send it to China if I have to. It's
China.
What it's about. So like, it just is what it is. We're just here to give. We give our time, our money, our efforts, our merchandise. So keep an eye on that. We'll let you know what shows are going to have giveaways. And we're talking the trash. And thank you, fans, for putting up with an hour and 47 minutes of our show. I know you're not going to watch the whole thing, but I figured we'd do it just because it went slow and whatever. So let's do some just for today, which is, there's my fire. Hold on. Remove. Look at our fire. I broke my nose, but there it is. She's a beauty. Lit her up. We did s'mores. We did all kinds of stuff. It was great. So, William, just for today, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. It is not from today. It is from 3 days ago when I did the show. Sorry, but it's still got knowledge up in today. Willie, take it away.
Recovery is a reality for us today. Embracing reality. Pain is misery were realities in our using lives. We were unwilling either to accept our living situation or to change what was unacceptable in our lives. We attempted to escape life's pain by taking drugs, but using only compounded our troubles. Our altered sense of reality. Next.
Sorry, hold on. Nothing's working. Shit, I can't. I might have clicked on something that ruins the show.
Became a nightmare. Through living the program of Narcotics Anonymous, we learned that our dreams can replace our nightmares. We grow and change. We acquire the freedom of a choice. We are able to give and receive love. We can share honestly about ourselves no longer. Next.
Coming.
Is that next? Is that?
Yeah, that's next.
Okay, magnifying or minimizing the truth. We accept the challenges that real life offers us, facing them in a mature, responsible way. Although recovery does not give us immunity from the realities of life, In the NA Fellowship, we can find the support, genuine care, and concern we need to face.
Mm-hmm.
Those realities we need never hide from reality by using drugs again. For our unity with other recovering addicts give us strength. Today, the support, the care, and the empathy of recovery give us a clean, clear window through which to view, experience, and appreciate reality as next.
It is.
It is.
Embracing it is. Sorry, just for today, a gift of my
sorry.
recovery is living and enjoying life as it truly is. Today, I will embrace reality.
Good
All right,
job,
yeah,
William.
I mean, that's
I love that.
Thanks, Willie.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
great.
you.
That was a gooder.
Really good.
Get her
That
done.
was a gooder.
Get her
Oh,
done.
guys, I love this. I can't believe it works. Number one. Number two, I just we have technical problems, of course, but that's how it goes. Closing time here in Talking Trash. Just want to go around the horn and see how everybody felt about the episode. Dee, how do you feel?
Yeah,
about
great,
our
awesome.
10 out of 10. That was amazing. Now you guys can go home, have a shower, and you can share your meetings tonight. So it was awesome. Thank you, Tim. That was a great time.
Yep.
I hope everybody has a safe journey back
You're welcome.
home.
Thanks for hanging out,
Yeah,
brother.
safe travels.
Yep.
Yeah, got to go work now.
Yeah,
well,
Thanks.
On the
Thanks for
Sabbath?
your 2 hours of
Yeah.
your time. I know
It's
it's
for
not
my mother.
usually like.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Good boy. You're
I
a good boy.
appreciate
You're gonna wear your short shorts, Will.
You know what? She's in
Yeah.
a new house, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
need to make an impression, right? She's in a new neighborhood, and it's a more bougier neighborhood than the other one. Like it's like
Ooh.
I think people are very. It's I think those people are like not judgmental, but they
Sure.
judge.
I didn't show you the right picture, Will. Hold on. I showed a picture, but it was the wrong
I mean, I
one.
love to make people talk.
There
I love to
is.
get a response.
Mm?
Look at that.
Smoking.
That is something else.
Nice,
He
like
is smoking. And then there's a picture where you
He
know
was
I'm
taking
looking at
pic-
Will and I'm wondering. I'm like, I wonder if maybe I am gay. Maybe I do like Will. I
oh dear
don't know.
God.
I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Yeah, I was creepy through all the pictures, but we had fun. Good times here at the campground. I'll put these pictures up normal. Nope, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one, not her,
Nope.
not that.
Oh Lord have mercy! Stop!
Yeah,
Stop!
yeah, please stop.
Come on.
All right,
no,
it was just
Swipe
some
left,
girl I
swipe
didn't
left.
know down at the.
Swipe left.
Sorry, I never knew her. I just found her. And just took a picture with her.
Mm-hmm.
That's me with a puppy dog. Hello, puppy
Dog.
dog.
Hey, baby.
That
He's a
dog
good boy.
doesn't like men. Came right up to me. Let's see. I have a video of when they raffled off our thing. Hold on. There's some good ones here. Got to skip over them. These are the two girls that you saw that came over before. My best friends in AA.
Ladies.
And this is it's
Ladies.
just nice. They know that I'm just the non-threatening male that wants to help, and they know me personally, and I'm grateful for them. The one on the left, she got out of jail. She's been in there for a while. Now she's working at a treatment center, and she's helping other addicts. And her story's outrageous. So I'm gonna push her to get on the show. And then
That's the one on the
Krista
right.
I don't know what I'm looking. All right, so whatever. The one with the big smile is the one I'm talking about. The other one with the hat, that's Krista, and she is she's great. Everybody's great. I love my home group. I love my people. So that's about it. That's closing time for Talking the Trash from the Shady Grove Campground. We loved it. We had a great time. It was just fun, and we love our people. And I wish you guys could have been here. You know what I mean? Like the only thing that was missing were our two other friends. And
Next time.
we stayed in touch with you. I'll go to Texas if I have to. Jim will pay for it.
All my
it'll be a
exes
good
live in
time.
Texas.
And lastly but not leastly, Will, give us a wrap up of how the camping trip went and how you felt about our episode.
Yesterday was great. The first night was like blah. I mean, I got here after the rain. So, I mean, it was great. Everything was good. Today,
Good.
this episode is a long episode.
Very long. I know. I
we
looked
have
up
5
and it was
minutes
an
to get
hour.
out of here.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'll pay him $20 today. Oh, I don't have $20. I don't know where that went. So, all right, is what it is. Love you guys. Great job on a quickie episode, you know, and I think our fans are gonna realize that we went way out of our spot to do episode 102. But the good thing is you guys are off for the day. Enjoy your night. Watch whatever's good on TV at 9 o'clock, and that's it. So I love you guys, our supporters. We really love you, and we're going somewhere. Keep it coming. Keep talking, and you know, we'll hand out merch, and we'll be all kinds of crazy. I don't know why Will's on the screen, but Will, say bye bye.
He's so handsome.
So cute.
I get no